So our strategy at Series, so as I mentioned, we asked companies their interest, but we are really we want to do that step by step. We want to target most promising and nearest market. And to do that, we combine existing knowledge of biology and 3D printing to succeed faster. I will show you how to do that. We have targeted several applications corresponding to the interest that we have from our companies. The first one is cell therapy and tissue engineering. Cell therapy is already an interesting market, as we can see the numbers, the graph here is really a rising market. And what's cell therapy? Cell therapy, I want to kind of abstract that. So cell therapy is used to treat some disease which could not be treated by other techniques like drugs and so on. So we take the stem cell from your body, we multiply them in vitro. You put some magic powder made of growth factor, is the receipt of the company or the laboratory, and you can differentiate the cells in progenitor, which could afterwards make different kind of tissue, like bone, cardiac tissue, muscle, cartilage, and so on. It's not magic. It really works. There are companies selling their product to do that. For example, Tygenix in Belgium. But there are also other companies having clinical trials really doing at this end. So, but these companies has problem. They can treat small defect, and so there is a spatial limitation. How to raise the spatial limitation to heal bigger defect? The strategy is to use cells, but you're also using a kind of matrix, making the support of these cells and really treat a bigger part of the tissue, like for example, cartilage. And this matrix, we can also print it. So we can use stem cells, but also biomaterial scaffold. So we call it scaffold, but it can be also used matrix and so on. And this scaffold, we know that we can print it. And we can print ceramics, we can print titanium, we can print polymer. So we can already mix these stem cells with the scaffold. And this strategy we had already with Bone Therapeutics, which is a Belgian company making this development and nearly selling the first bone therapeutic cells. So that for us the first step to bioprinting. The second application is the drug cosmetic discovery and assay. So it's more, the fact is this for the pharmaceutical companies, when they need to discover new drugs, only 5% of the drugs tested on the animal will be tested on human. So it means that it's a lot of money lost, but also an ethic problem because you use a lot of animal for nothing. Nothing. It's, so you can, you should spare a lot of money and animals by using 3D bioprinting. It's the same that cosmetic company has. Europe say no to cosmetic company. You cannot use animal anymore since 1 year, and now there are also guidelines to pharmaceutical companies to use less and less animals. So that's what bioprinting could help to reduce this animal using. By 3D printing a tissue, 3D printing organs or part of the organs to test really the drugs. And that's the market targeted by Organovo, that the slide that I've shown before. You can print disease tissue or normal tissue, and you can test in several dishes your organ and your drugs. And you can really test quite easily the effect of the drug. The third application is biotechnology and bioprocess. That's the market of new drugs. New drugs are peptide, antibodies, and so on, which are not really chemical drugs, but are using to treat some disease. It's really an emerging, it's not an emerging market, but promising market, as you've seen on the graphs. That's the green part of the pharmaceutical numbers. But, sorry, I was too fast. It's very expensive to produce this molecule because you need cells to produce in a liquid environment, and then you need to purify all the molecules that you produce. So it costs a lot. So imagine that if you can print what your body does, for example, the glands can produce biomolecules. You can print, if you could print glands, you could print nearly pure biomolecules. So it could really reduce the cost and enlarge the production and enlarge also the area and reduce the cost of these drugs. Other markets and other applications, I will go throughout this slide, is in vitro diagnostic and research, like new biomarkers, biosensor, like physiological barrier mimicking, and so on. And last one is the food and agriculture market. Yes, we have seen the different movies on television, also and articles, printing food and eating food. It's not the first reading of our company, so we use this technology more to go on the previous applications, so more on tissue engineering and so on. Do I have time enough to present? Yes, yeah? So Giorgio asked me to present also regulation aspects, so mostly on the manufacturing and also on the classification, how we see that. So the standards, you see that the implant that we have made for the company producing the spinal implant is called a medical device. So the manufacturer will produce this medical device, apply a CE marking on this device, and the surgeon could use this device as a normal manufacturer device, because it's a mass production, it's the same design and so on. So there are directives. There is also a changing in this way. There is a new regulation in writing, and also it's a proposal that you need also to respect standard medical device standards, general standards. So for manufacturing, the ISO 13485, but also the biocompatibility ISO. But there are also specific standards for each the device. For example, the spinal device, there is a specific ISO you need to make a mechanical test and so on. Then you have also the ATMP, so Advanced Therapy Medicinal Products. There are mainly, we are talking about stem cells. So stem cells is an ATMP. So you took your stem cells, you put the magic powder and so on, and you sell it to the surgeon. There is also a specific regulation. It's nearly harder than a drug. It takes a long time to do that, and a long time to approve, and you need also to make a post-market survey during the selling. So it's really long to put this kind of product on the market. So now, if you use a scaffold mixing with cells, what do you have? You have your magic tissue, but where do you need to go? ATMP or medical device? It depends. It depends if the surgeon, during the surgery, makes the scaffold and then the cells. The two products are considered separately. So it means that your 3D printed device still a medical device. Whew. And the other device is the other product is the cells, so they are already approved both, so no problem to do that. The surgeon can combine during the surgery. But if you combine these two devices during before the surgery, the two products become one product, and it's called an NTMP. Sorry, because it missed on one slide. Sorry. So before using, so if you want to incubate cells in vitro with the scaffold, and then you want to use it as one product inside inside the body, you need to approve this one product as an ATMP. So that's the reason why we go to the first approach. So merging already existing known scaffold, 3D printing scaffold, and biomaterial that we use. Already existed scaffold like materials, sorry, like titanium, ceramics, and biomaterial. That's for us, yes, maybe the less innovative aspect, but we go faster on the market. Then also you can print exotic biomaterial. What's exotic biomaterials? Like a new biomaterial, new bioactive material, like new collagen, I don't know. Because you need to validate it, the new material, and it takes a lot of time. And you can also add cells. So it's another point of view. And then the most innovative way that we've seen, so the printer printing cells and material during the same time and selling it to the surgeon, is very promising, but it takes too long. It takes longer time to put it on the market. Voila. So that's my last slide. Thank you for your attention.